In this video we go through objective 122, changing the subject of the formula. On the left hand side I want you to take this into your notes, and as we go through it, the right hand side will help you. You can take it into your notes, but you don't need to have it in there. So the question is, make x the subject of the formula, and there'll be loads of formulas in each question. So a formula is simply like an equation, but it will help you to find out the value of one of the variables. If you make x the subject of the formula, that means the formula will tell you how to find out x. Or in other words, it will be a formula that will have what x is equal to. So at the minute, x is not the subject because it tells you x plus a is equal to b. X equals is when x is the subject of the formula. To do this, we'll have a look at the equation on the right hand side, which is very similar. And I want you to always observe the structure and how these two questions are the same. If you can solve equations, you should be able to rearrange or change the subject of the formula. So if we have x plus 3 equals 10, you would take the 3 off both sides, and you would get x equals 10 minus 3, which we obviously know is 7. We were trying to get x on its own. We were trying to get x equals, so we took 3 off both sides. Here we've got the plus a with the x, so we want to get rid of that. So we have to subtract a from both sides. And when we do that, we can't work out what b minus a actually is because we don't know the values of b or a. But we simply just write b minus a, which is the same as this one. Example 2. Here we have 5x equals 40. If we wanted to find out 1x to solve that one, we would divide by 5. We always divide by the number of x's to get x on its own, and we would get 40 divided by 5, which is 8. With this formula then, we've got that c multiplied by x, or cx, is equal to d. So to get what x is, we'd have to divide both sides by c, and we would get that x is d divided by c, which we would write as a fraction d over c. So you should see it's the same process, we just can't work out what the actual values are for the formula because there are no values involved. Number 3, x over 4 minus 7 equals 5. If I was trying to get x on its own, I would start off with getting rid of the minus 7 and would add 7 to both sides. So x over 4 equals 7 plus 5. Now we know that's 12, but I'm just going to leave it as that. And then we would have to, if x is divided by 4, to get x on its own, we'd have to multiply both sides by 4 to get x on its own. So it will be 4 times by, well, the 12, which is the 5 plus 7. So this is our 12, 5 plus 7. It will be multiplied by 4, so the 12 is multiplied by 4. Now the answer to that there, it's not really important, but the 12 times 4 is 48. I just have no space, but it would be 48. What's more important is the structure there. So if we can follow the same process, we'd have to get rid of this on the left hand side. We have to get rid of this minus f to begin. So add f to both sides, and we get x over e equals g plus f. And then the x is divided by e, so we need to get rid of that by multiplying both sides by e. And because we're multiplying all of the right hand side, the whole right hand side is g plus f. You put it in brackets and you multiply it by e by putting e in front of the bracket. And you can see how that's the same. You don't need the multiplied sign in there, it means multiply. Number 4. So we've got 2 pi x, which is just a number of x's. Just there's two terms there, you might think, but it's only one number. 2 pi x plus 1, all divided by 4, equals 7. So because all the numerator is divided by 4, we can multiply by 4 to begin with. All of the left hand side is divided by 4. So when you multiply it by 4, that will get rid of the denominator, get rid of the fraction, which is 7 times 4, or 28. I then want to get rid of that 1 plus 1, so take 1 off both sides to get 2 pi x equals 28, the 7 times 4, and then take away the 1. And then you always divide the number of x's. When you get x with a number in front of it at the end, you divide by how many there are. So in this case, there are 2 pi x's. So you'd want to divide by 2 pi. So the answer will be 28 minus 1, which is 27. And whatever 27 divided by 2 pi is, will give you your answer. Let's have a look at the algebra. So we first recognize that the whole left-hand side is divided by k. So we can multiply both sides by k, and that will get rid of the fraction. Some of you might want to think of that actually, if I reverse. A fraction equals a fraction. You could cross multiply if you wish, it'll give you the same thing. You get hix plus j equals lk. It's the x we want to get on its own, so we need to get rid of this j first of all. So we take off the j from both sides. So hix equals lk minus j. And then the h is multiplied by hi, so we need to divide by hi to get rid of that. So divide both sides by hi, and you get the x equals lk minus j, and that's all divided by hi. Number 5, we have 3 of this bracket, so 3 multiplied by the bracket equals 4. We can solve that, expand the bracket. 3 12s are 36. 3 times minus x is minus 3x, and that equals 4. There are a number of ways to solve that. Most people would prefer to not have a negative number of x's. So you could add 3x to both sides. And what that will do is it'll change where the 3x is, but it'll also make it positive. So if you have the minus 3x, if you add 3x, there'll be no x's on the left-hand side anymore. There'll just be the 36. On the right-hand side, you'd have the 4 plus the 3x, which has a nice positive number of x's now. There are other ways to do this. You would take off 4 from both sides now to get 3x equals to 36 minus 4, or in other words 32. So 3x would equal 32, and you'd want to divide that by 3. So 32 divided by 3 would be your answer. 10 and 2/3. So let's see if we can follow the same idea here. First thing we want to do is get rid of that bracket, so we can expand the bracket. Mn minus mx equals p. If you wish, we want to get rid of that negative x term, make it positive, which some people find easier to work with. We get mn, that now disappears, minus mx plus mx is nothing. On the right hand side you've got p plus the mx. The mx is added with a p, we want to get rid of that p, so take it off. And we get mn minus p equals mx. And then to finish off, we've got mx, so we want to get x on its own. So we would divide both sides by the m. And you'd end up with mn minus p divided by m equals x. Now I should say when you do some questions, you might get a different answer, you might think you're wrong. Sometimes the textbook can write, or you can write the answers in a different manner. So that's an answer that will get you full marks. You could, however, have started it off in a different way, or finished it off in a different way to get at the end. This here, the whole numerator is divided by m. So if you divide the first term by m, mn divided by m is n. And minus p over m, you can't really do anything with that, so it's minus p over m. And that equals x. So just be aware in the answers, you might, especially with the fraction questions, you might get something that looks different, but actually if you divide through, it is the same thing. And the last one for today, just to show you what it's like to have lots of terms. On the right hand side here, if you'd x plus 5 minus 3 equals 7 plus 9, the first thing I would think of doing is going, right, well that's x plus 2, because 5 minus 3 is 2, and that equals 16, and going from there. However, when you get to algebra, you can't always simplify or bring these ones together, so we're going to try and do this without simplifying the numbers, just doing it at the very end. Okay. Why is this not okay? Right, so if I was trying to solve this, I would want to get x equals at the end. So the plus 5, I need to get rid of it, take 5 off both sides, and the minus 3, I need to get rid of it, so we need to add 3 to both sides. So if I have 5 and take off 5, I'd have nothing. If I have minus 3 and add 3, I'd have nothing as well. So all I've got on the left hand side should be x. On the right hand side, I've got the 7 and the 9. I've got to take off 5, and I've got to add 3. And then my answer would just be that simplified. So in this case, that would be your 16. Take away 5 is 11, plus 3 is your 14. So on the left hand side then, we want x equals. So we need to get rid of that q, so make sure we do it to both sides. And we need to get rid of the r. So it's just two things to have to do. So you've got the s and the t, you take off the q, and you add in the r. So x equals s plus t minus q plus r.